Welcome to Music and Anime, I'm your pianist Ab, and I wanted to do this update on the Cowboy Bebop Vinyl Records because in my original video there were only 6 out at the time. Now there are 8, and I also didn't realize that each variant were specifically based on something. I kind of looked at the variants and I gave my interpretation as to what I thought each design was supposed to be. But if I only read the descriptions to those records, I would have realized that, oh, they were specific to something, or at least, most of them are. So we'll get into those in a bit. Full disclaimer, since we are past the release date on a number of these variants, a lot of them have been selling out. So it might be really difficult to actually find a copy of these. I'll let you know as we go through the variants which ones are still available and drop the links to those in the description below. Some of us have actually been getting them in the mail, and I've actually received 2 of my copies, so let me know if you've got yours and you've spun yours already. I'm really interested to know which variants you've got. I know that one of you guys out there told me about your Newberry Comics exclusive one that we'll talk about later here. So, before we get into the variants, I wanted to show just the differences between the 20th anniversary edition record that came out in a Funimation exclusive thing back in 2018. Came with like the Blu-ray, special art, special box, and everything. But yeah, I wanted to show the difference between that one and the wide release. So here, this image actually came across on Reddit, directly puts these side by side, and I'll have the image here so you can take a look along with me. You see that both these records are 2 discs. They managed to squeeze all the tracks in the 20th anniversary edition into 3 sides of the wide release. And side D, we have 5 more tracks. What planet is this? If you're into your funk and stuff like that, it's an incredibly funky groove. You have Diamonds, which is so beautiful. It is probably one of my favorite ballads that I've listened to all year. It's so good. But yeah, side D is not playing around. Side D is a good side, and a huge step up in comparison to the 20th anniversary edition. So yeah. Now going on to the records, we're going to be looking at Milan Records website again for the first 6 variants that I mentioned before. We're going to take a quick look at that, and then I'll show you the 2 new variants that came out after. So the first one we see here is the standard black vinyl. When you have just the black record, it's all about the label, and the art on these labels are awesome, and they really pop out. Like the red, one side is green, one side is blue. It really becomes about the label with this one. And a really cool thing about the art on the labels and on the outside of the record sleeve and everything as well, it was originally designed by the character designer and animation director, and was approved by Watanabe as well. So yeah, we're getting the utmost Cowboy Bebop quality here, which is really cool. So that one is the classy version, for you classy folks out there. Anyway, there weren't a specific amount of pressings for these. They were just, they pressed them, I guess, as it was reserved or something, because it doesn't say here that there are X amount of pressings. So moving on to the next one here, we have the red and purple variant. So the red disc is supposed to represent the Swordfish 2, which is a ship that Spike Spiegel pilots, and the purple one represents the Red Tail, which is piloted by Faye Valentine. Those are those 2, which is also an awesome set, a really cool pair, being the 2 ships, that is. Now, someone who got their hands on their copy of this actually uploaded their images on Discogs, which is a great source if you like, records and other disc media, and not a sponsor. But anyway, I'll put up their images here so you can see closer images of what these discs look like. These are on a red and purple marble, and marble records are like the most beautiful kind of records from what I've seen. I have one, and it was my first record I ever got. It was Coheed and Cambria's Dissension. So yeah, they look really, really nice. I mean, as you can see, the designs and everything in that marbling really pop out on the purple one, and it's an awesome pair. This is another one where you can find in multiple retailers. I actually reserved this one in my local record shop as well. It says it's out of stock here, but check to see if your local record shop still has it available or something. So there wasn't a specific amount of pressings for this one as well. Moving on to the RightStuf exclusive variant here, we have a blue and orange marble. So one disc is all blue with that marbling, that gorgeous, gorgeous marbling. Then you have that orange, which has some marbling as well. Now the blue marble represents Spike Spiegel, while the orange one represents Faye Valentine. So if you're looking at me like, Ab, why'd they go with orange for Faye Valentine when she wears yellow and red? Like, why didn't they do yellow? To which I say, you have a good point. but also yellow and red make orange. So maybe that's why. There might be another reason, and we'll see in another variant why they didn't go with yellow for this one. Anyway, it's still awesome. Blue marble is something that I haven't seen with my own eyes yet. I can only imagine with this color blue, it's just gonna be absolutely gorgeous. If we've seen anything with that purple, like, God, I can't wait to see that one. Now the orange marble is going to be a bit different for me because I picked up the Funimation exclusive variant for the My Hero Academia movie, and that one, it has an orange marble, but it's transparent, so it's actually like a bit see-through. This one, or these two rather, are opaque, so it's just going to be, the colors will be more prominent. So this one is also still up for pre-order. December 11th is what they have here. They also don't have a limited amount of it, so there's still time to pre-order that one before it sells out. If you missed out on any of the variants, this is definitely an awesome one to go for sure. Moving on to the next variant here, we have one of two Newberry Comics exclusives. And yes, we'll talk about their second exclusive variant in just a second here. But this one here, it is a transparent record with purple splatter on it. This one really isn't specific to anything. It just says Space Cowboy Splatter, which I think is just an overall like theme for Cowboy Bebop. Now what's really cool about this one is the transparent clear disc. I picked up a record back in September for Record Store Day. It was a Chan. They did a Record Store Day exclusive. It was supposed to come out in April. Anyway, different thing. Not important. That one, half of it is like a transparent yellow and the other half is completely clear. This was the first record I've seen clear like that, and man, the way the grooves shine against like a light while that thing is spinning, it looks so nice. So I'm really looking forward to spinning this one. And if you got your hands on this one, like, tell me those grooves don't shine against a light beautifully. My goodness. This variant has been sold out for a while now. Like even back in my original video, it wasn't in stock. They only did 500 pressings for this one, which is not a lot at all. Of all of them, I think this is the one that got the least amount of pressings. So there's that, if anything. But don't be too sad if you missed out on that one, because this next variant here comes from Light in the Attic. This one is also transparent, but has pink, black, and blue splatters. So a little more colors going on there. Everything I said about the Space Cowboy Splatter Newberry Comics one just now, I can also say about this one. It being a transparent, clear, and all that stuff. Again, the grooves on this one, they're going to shine. And they're going to shine really good, I'm telling you. In terms of pressings for this one though, there really isn't a set amount of pressings, and though they have sold out over their first round of things, they are doing back orders. So if you want this soundtrack and you're interested in the whole clear, transparent record thing, definitely pick that up. You know, better late than never, right? So there you go, there's that one. Variant number 6 here is a Mondo exclusive variant, and if you don't know about Mondo and you like your records and everything, definitely check out their site. This is, again, not a sponsor, but I probably have the most fun looking through records on their site. Just the way they display their library, I can spend so much time just scrolling through their website and just looking at different variants, because they have some really awesome stuff on there too. Like this Cowboy Bebop one. This is actually the Spike Spiegel edition, which is why we didn't see this yellow disc as the Faye Valentine one, because the blue and yellow really make that Spike Spiegel thing, right? You know, if you look at his suit, he's got that blue with the yellow shirt inside. So yeah, this is the Spike Spiegel one for sure. And again, you have that blue marble and then a yellow marble one here as well. I do have a yellow record that came with the Fully Cooley progressive and alternative soundtrack, you know, by the Pillows, which freaking love the Pillows. They sound great. They're a comfy band to listen to. But yeah, that's just a yellow opaque one. This is yellow marble, so I can imagine that one's gonna look pretty nice. If you're interested in that Fully Cooley one at all, I'll drop a link in the description for that. But yeah, this Spike Spiegel one also sold out quite early. It also doesn't say how many pressings this one is. If someone, you know, knows, you know, definitely comment below if there is an actual number. Based on what I'm seeing here from the official site and whatnot, it doesn't say anything. So probably going to be a bit difficult to get your hands on that one for sure. Those are the 6 variants that were originally on Milan Records' website, but the other 2, right? So Newberry Comics, that second variant I talked about, which I know one of you out there has as well. I got my Cosmic Splatter one here too. So let's take a look at that one Now this one was the last variant that got announced, like late October, so pretty close to November 6th, like the original release date before the delay. But this one managed to get pressed and got sent out. I got mine sitting right next to me right now. Hopefully you have yours too. But yeah, this one, it is the Cosmic Core Splatter. Now this color design, right, you have the disc, which is yellow. Then you have a splatter of a few different colors, which I don't even think they list all the colors here, but I mean, you can see green, blue, red, all sorts of colors in there, which is really cool because if you think about like the cosmos, right? There's all sorts of colors in the cosmos as well. And this being a Cosmic Core Splatter, of course, space, the cosmos, that's thematically what this is going for. Now, it's really interesting seeing this design because I've seen it 2 times with other anime soundtracks as well. That being the Fooly Cooly Progressive Alternative soundtrack. This was a variant from there, so I'll have an image of it here. And the other one being the soundtrack for the new My Hero Academia movie. So it's not a new design for new anime records that I've seen recently. So it'd be interesting to see if this is a sort of color variant that they'll be using for other anime OSTs going down the line. Nonetheless, it doesn't take away how awesome this one is, and it is limited to 1,000 as well, and it's sold out now. So if you were one of the lucky ones who picked this one up, let me know in the comments below. So here we are, last variant, and this is the Vinyl Me Please exclusive. This one is the Space Lion Splatter, and oh my god, I love this one so much. I personally think it's the coolest one. Only because I've never seen anything like it. I wouldn't doubt that there's, other transparent red with splatter records out there, obviously. But this is the first that I've seen, and I'm, like, so in love with it. Like, it looks so cool. And it really matches the Space Lion aspect of it. Like, if you know the track, like, if you listen to Space Lion, it looks like it puts you in that same trance that, like, that music is. The name of this variant and what it looks like and how much that matches with the actual track. Everything about this one I really like. So that's all 8 variants there, but that is not all that came out this year for Cowboy Bebop vinyl records. So earlier this year, when everything happened, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, state of the world and whatnot, Sunrise, Funimation, and Mason Lieberman came together in a collaborative effort to do a special performance for Cowboy Bebop's Real Folk Blues, which if you know Real Folk Blues, that's the ending theme to Cowboy Bebop. So when an episode ends, that's the song that plays. And my goodness, this is a freaking track. My god. I'll link the video in the description. If you have not heard this version of Real Folk Blues, you absolutely have to. It's so good. Now, about the record, it was a 7-inch record, so, a lot smaller than your 12 inches that we have for the rest of these, the wide release ones. The outside art and everything, it's so cool because it's so Cowboy Bebop. And what's really awesome about this is that on the one side, you have this version of the Real Folk Blues, which is very jazz forward. Now, if you listen to the track, there's a rap portion of it. And on the other side of this little 7-inch, you actually have like a rap forward version. So you have jazz forward on one side, rap forward on the other, which is really cool. Highlighting those, the rap parts there is also awesome. And a way to differentiate one side over the other. But yeah, that's a cool little thing that I had no idea was a thing until after, of course, that whole thing on crates was over. There's that little guy, and this other one is not an official like Cowboy Bebop thing, but still worth mentioning because if you like your lo-fi hip-hop type stuff, this guy Saib actually did this album, and let me know if you were familiar with it at all. I discovered it for the first time this year because on crates he actually did a second pressing, and unfortunately it's over now. It was back in October. In the thing it says a black-brown split. This is like the Ein version. Ein gets his own little variant, but yeah, anyway, Saib, he does his own music on there. He incorporates some stuff from the Cowboy Bebop series into his music, and that's a really neat album to go through as well. So you get some parts from the anime in there, as well as, his lo-fi hip-hop type style music. But anyway, all of these records are awesome. Let me know if you have any of them in your collection, if you want to add any in your collection, if you're also waiting for yours in the mail, if you have yours already, what's your favorite track in it? I managed to get all of the variants. I'm still waiting for all of them to come in. I'm going to be putting together a video of all these variants side by side and everything, all that stuff. So yeah, that video might be down the line, but between then and now, I'll have other stuff for you. So please, if you like this video, go ahead and give me the thumbs up. It really makes me feel like I'm doing something here. And subscribe if you're looking forward to more anime record stuff or anime music stuff in general. So thank you for spending this time with me. I'm going to be spending time with one of these bad boys right here, and I've also got to feed my cats. So yeah, thank you.